welcome to Chamber Showcase. My name is Lisa O'Loughlin, and it gives me great pleasure to be here as your host of the Chamber Showcase. For those of you who have followed the show for years, I was the monthly producer and hostess of the show. I left the area. I'm back. I'm pleased to say I'm back because it's just a great show. It's a great city, and it's a great community for the Chamber of Commerce. In fact, to kick off our show of 2019, I have with me today my guest, Joan Mangeau, of the Executive Director of the Malden Chamber. Welcome to the first show of 2019.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's my pleasure to be here.
So, as you heard, and as you know, I used to do the show all the time, and I left the area and came back at many of your urgings. I'm with a new company now, Homestead Senior Care, and they've agreed to let me come back and do the show. So this is the first of the year. You're the first guest, and we have lots to talk about.
We sure do. Chamber is a very busy place.
So how long have you been with the Chamber?
I have been with the Chamber for 10 months now. Previously, I was the Executive Director of the Melrose Chamber, and so it's clear that I love Chamber work. It's clear I love working with small businesses and in small cities and towns.
Yeah. And as you know, I was a member of the Melrose Chamber as
I
well.
do,
because I too believe in the Chamber of Commerce and supporting small businesses and the networking. I talk about networking all the time and the value of networking.
I don't think anything will ever replace the face-to-face, the one-on-one, the interpersonal relationships that we build with our business owners. And I think I've known you for many, many years, and I like to think that I was instrumental in getting you back here and getting you back behind this desk. So I'm very, very grateful that you are doing this.
Well, you're more than welcome, and I'm not sure if I'm grateful that you did it or not. I'll reserve my comment.
Let's see what kind of Christmas gift I give you next year.
That's right. So you started 10 months ago, and
Yes.
I happen to know, even though I was not involved at that time, that was my year away, you hit the ground running because the Taste of Malden was the very first thing on your agenda. We're going to talk about that at a separate time, but you hit the ground running, and you've done a great job.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it.
And you've increased membership
I have.
constantly.
We have 38 new members this year, and I'm very, very pleased because a lot of them are Malden residents or Malden businesses, but some are what I call border businesses, which are our surrounding communities who want to do business in Malden, but it might be physically located in Medford or Everett or Melrose or some other place. So Malden attracts businesses.
Homestead Senior Care is a good example.
They-
We're a Melrose-based, although
absolutely.
we serve Malden a lot.
Absolutely.
And Everett and many other towns as well. But no, it's a pleasure. It really is good to be back with that. So 10 months, you've had almost a full year.
Almost.
So why don't you tell us the highlights of 2018?
Sure can. I hit the ground running, as you said, with the Taste of Malden, and I want everyone to be aware of the fact that Taste of Malden will be coming up the end of April this year. We will give you more details in the next show, but one of the things that we are truly trying to do is launch Restaurant Week as part of Taste of Malden. So one of the things that brings people to Malden, besides the wonderful people, is our restaurants.
Yes.
So we really want to highlight our restaurants. So Taste of Malden will be the end of April. We have a huge event in the end of February, which is the Mayor's State of the City event, which brings about 300 people together to hear what the mayor has to say about the achievements of the city and the plans for the next year. And that is a very, very big event, very well attended, very popular.
As you know, not to interrupt, but as you know, the mayor will be my second guest today.
I won't give away any
There you
secrets.
go.
I
Okay.
promise
But
you.
I gotta cut in there because that.
But no, I'm happy.
It's his
I'm happy
parade.
you did that
Yeah,
because
his parade.
last year we did organize 5 major city events, including the Taste of Malden, State of the City, the Super Bowl, which is the ultimate networking experience at Town Line Luxury Lanes, where about 32 to 35 teams of business people get together and bowl and have a whole lot of fun and raise money for a community cause. This past year it was for Malden Overcoming Addiction. We also do Comedy Night, which once again raises money for one of our charitable partners, and this year it was Cambridge Health Alliance. And we participate actively in things like we organize Trick or Treat in Malden Square, which is so much fun. and something wonderful for our younger people. And we also do participate actively in the Parade of Holiday Traditions and whatever else the city has that they need the Chamber's presence at. We are active participants.
And you support Shop Local, which is critical for any Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely,
Small businesses,
absolutely.
Small Business Saturday.
We are truly proponents of small businesses, so that's our job.
Sure. Okay. So I just want to go back to the bowling, the
Yes.
bowling. So when my other company,
Yes.
I brought a team down there.
Yes.
And I just want to say to anybody who's listening, all of our members, it's a fun, crazy night. You don't need to have to bowl. We did not expect to even come close to winning a trophy.
Right.
Got a ball. I think there was a low score as well.
There was
as
a
the
low
high
score, yes, and there's also most spirited.
And the costumes.
Costumes.
Yes. And so we went as Superwomen.
Oh,
and
cool.
we were Supergirl, and I forget all the different names of us, but we all had the costumes on. We thought we were pretty darn good, but we didn't win.
You didn't win.
But
That's a darn
I
shame.
will bring that back to my boss.
Bring that
I'll
back.
see if we can't get my office team down here to have a fun night.
Absolutely, because it really is a fun night,
Yeah.
and it's just camaraderie.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And the sponsorships, they put them up there on the big
Yes.
board So I said, I've always wanted to see my lights on Broadway.
There you go.
There was my name on Broadway.
Yeah.
And lights, so I said that wrong. But anyway, so there we were up on Broadway,
That makes perfect
Might
sense.
be
That's-
Broadway Malden, but it worked.
Yeah, it could be Broadway
worked.
Malden.
You mentioned the raising monies
Yes.
for nonprofits.
Yes.
Very few chambers. I think we're probably the most generous chamber in terms of always giving a large donation from our fundraising events.
To be perfectly honest with you, I've never heard of another chamber doing this kind of thing. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't. However, I think that the true community spirit in Malden comes shining through with these events, and the money raised at the Taste, Super Bowl, and Comedy Night just support and show our support of these local charities.
Right, yeah, it's a good thing. Scholarships?
Haven't
on
done.
hold? Okay.
They are on hold.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
That's all right. And then, of course, networking events. There's one coming up.
We have one at All Seasons Table, which will be January 31st, 5 to 6:30. And once again, to your point, it brings people together. It's one-on-one. We get to talk. We get to know what each other does, and we get to learn about one another's businesses, share cards, share information. It's really it's a great experience. So we try to do one every single month.
Yeah, good. I did a show on networking a couple of years ago.
Did you really?
I went to a networking event, walked in the door with the camera
Really?
rolling.
And where was that?
So that El Portro.
It was.
Yes,
Okay.
it was their grand opening as well, or new opening.
Yep.
And I just wanted, I say to members all the time how important it is to get out there, and we offered to buddy up. If you're new and you might be shy or uncomfortable, it's like the first day of school, your first networking, right? You give the chamber a call, and Joan will set you up with someone like
Absolutely.
myself who will go in with you and introduce you and get you going.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take much, because once you're in there, everybody's on the same situation.
It's a very friendly group. It's a very warm group,
Yep.
and everybody is very interested in other people. So I encourage people who have never networked before, come to one of our networking events. It's easy, and it's free. It's a benefit of membership.
And again, very few chambers do that. There's at least a $10.
At least for most chambers, this is a benefit of membership.
Yeah. And I'll give a shout out to All Seasons Table as well. Of course, it's delicious food, easily located. Parking is always a challenge, but there's still plenty around. We got the garage and all
We
of
have
that.
the garage, and
Yep.
there's the parking
The
lot right
parking lot.
across the street,
Yep.
and I just found street parking right out here in front of MATV.
And so did I.
Yes.
So I encourage all of our members and anyone else to think about coming to the Chamber's networking event at All Seasons Table. Joan, we could talk for hours.
We
There's
absolutely
so much
could.
going on.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to wrap this one up. And when I talk with the mayor, I'm going to talk a little more about the annual dinner that we just had, and move forward from there.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right.
Thank you for having me as the
All
first
right.
guest.
Very good.
Thank
Take
you.
care. We're going to take a short break and come right back with the mayor for our guest. See you in a minute.
On On May 13th, 1891, 14 gentlemen signed an agreement that created an organization designed to build cooperation among the citizens of Malden so that they could promote local businesses and secure the interests of the people in the city of Malden. Thus, the Chamber of Commerce was born.
Former city solicitor and the treasurer of the Malden Chamber of Commerce, Joan Shapiro, out back.
You're all small businesses. I'll give you some idea about Sam Adams size because it looks, way bigger than it is. A lot of times I feel like kind of the Wizard of Oz.
There's a great Dunkin' Donuts on the Malden-Medford line. Please stop by and spend all your money on coffee and donuts.
The award goes to Albert and Amy Sparks, Sparks Department Store, Pleasant Street, Malden. I remember Malden back when its downtown was one of the major shopping meccas in the Northeast. Jordan Marsh, Woolworths, Malden Jewelry, W.T. Grant, Boston Leader, Bell Shops, the beginning of Zehrs, 5 movie theaters. It was a thriving metropolis. The bad news is they are all gone. The good news is Sparks is still standing. The question is, how does a small family-owned department store competing against mammoth retail chains still exist? Through the years, we have tried to offer great value and quality and also provide new niche products for our customers. For example, I believe we are the largest independent school uniform provider in the Northeast. For those who have shopped at Sparks over the years, I want to take this time to thank you for your patronage and keeping Sparks Department Store alive. Thank you again for this honor. One of these years, hopefully, I will retire and my daughter, Amy, will usher the store into the next generation.
And on one final note, please remember, you can forget all your troubles and forget all your cares downtown.
Not quite so famous, but I'm Kevin Duffy of the Hallmark Health B&A.
And tell us a little bit about that organization in 30 seconds or less, sir.
30 seconds or less. Well, I work for the home care division of Hallmark Health. We handle the Lifeline program. I don't know if you're familiar with Lifeline. It's the button. Whenever you need assistance, you can press it and get immediate help.
I know Joe is. You know, the first call he sent out. How come I'm not in? I'm fabulous.
I feel like I'm home a bit because when I passed the bar in 1971, I opened a law office in the Masonic Building in Malden Square. And just after I hung my sign, a fire broke out in the building and I was out of that office for a long time.
Hello, Ron Cox here, and we are at the 10th Annual Chamber of Commerce Expo, and what a great afternoon it is. It's been a great day. We had a luncheon with R.D. Saul, who came in to talk a little bit about the broadcasting business. But here we are at the Chamber Expo itself, and we're going to start off interviewing Maureen and Joe Pinadosis. Well, not that you guys are married, but let's... Yeah, I know, I just realized. Let's talk to Joe. Joe, talk about a little bit what's going on today.
Just a great event. It's our 10th annual. because it is such a great strategic site, I'd suffice it to say that it'll be no minor achievement to have that site redeveloped. And we think, like everything else we do, the redevelopment of it will be in a league of its own. I can't say anything other than that. Spring training is right around the corner.
And Bill Belichick and Joe Paterno were in a horrible car accident. They were all killed. They all go up before the gates, and they come before the gates, and they come before, God, and they say, God opens the gates. He looks down at Joe Paterno. He says, Joe, what do you believe in? And Joe said, well, God, I believe in helping young people become the best that they can be, and having my students graduate and a real commitment to discipline. God looked favorably on Joe and gave him a seat at the left hand. And he looked at Bill Belichick and said, Bill, what do you believe in? He said, well, I believe in hard work, smart work, teamwork. I believe in team chemistry. I believe in never give up, and I believe in really, really good planning. God looked favorably upon Coach Belichick and gave him a seat at the right hand. He looked at Coach Ryan and he said, Coach Ryan, what do you believe? Coach Ryan said, I believe you're sitting in my seat. Arrogant guy. But anyway.
You know, there are times when a tea party just isn't enough. So your chamber has just the thing for you, the taste of Malden.
How you doing? Fine. You get some mini shepherd's pie and puff pastry, and also a Guinness beef stew from Hugh O'Neill's at Malden Centre. You know, my favorite coffee in the world is the old man yogurt. Yeah.
What's going on here? Why are we at the Super 88 Plaza?
A lot of stuff's going on. You gotta come down. We're gonna have antiques, we're gonna have custom cars, and we're gonna be giving out trophies. If any good citizens of Malden have any cars they want to enter, it's free. Come on down. You gotta come down here. We have trophies, we have free raffles for the car guys. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be unbelievable.
Now that's a Sunday, right?
Today, the Malden Chamber of Commerce continues to support businesses and nonprofit organizations as the Chamber promotes and develops the commercial and civic interests of the City of Malden to cultivate a positive economic climate for job creation and business growth.
Welcome back to Chamber Showcase. I'm Lisa O'Loughlin, your host, and with me is our second guest of the day, the Honorable Mayor.
Thank you. Very nice to see
Nice
you.
to have you here with us again.
Well, please, next time we do this, let's do it before snowstorm.
Well, better than in the snowstorm.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, it's been a tough couple days, but I'm happy to say no injuries have been reported, and police, fire, and ambulance have been able to get to and from calls.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They always do a great job anyway,
No doubt.
in the city as well. And I suppose we should say we're lucky that's only our first.
Right. Yeah.
It's a tough one, though, the ice. It's really the ice that makes it much more difficult.
Although I don't know how I feel about these continuous teases. I mean, December, January, even November.
Yeah.
And,
I'll take them.
Yeah.
Tease me all you want,
Yeah.
you
But I want to thank everybody who obviously
Well,
spent the last
here's your
48 hours
opportunity, yeah.
working on this. Some of the men and women from our Public Works Department, I think, did 2 days straight. So, again, I know some people have concerns about where we are, but the good news is, police, fire, and Cataldo have been able to get to all their calls.
And that's the critical thing.
Yep.
Somebody's
And we have
always going to call you and complain.
That's for sure.
The driveway isn't shoveled
Yep.
or the street didn't get done yet.
Yep.
I remember your story from a couple of years ago. Somebody called and it was just over the Medford line.
Yes. Yep. So warm-up's on the way, and hopefully we'll get back to where we all want
Yes,
to be.
that's right. So I want to thank you for coming to our annual
Pleasure.
dinner the other night. You swore in our new board members,
Sure.
myself included. I'm back on the board, so I was able to swear in. It's always a great event.
No doubt.
Good group of people.
Look forward to it.
I know the chamber works very closely with you as well,
Yep.
and you in the city with the chamber. It's a great collaboration, I think, to
Mhm.
support our businesses and do what we have to do. And the next big event for you is your address.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Well,
we're working on it as we speak.
And I know you're not going to give us any real meat of what you're going to talk about, but a little hint, a little teaser of the.
Well, as I said the other night, typically I would walk to the address the morning of. This year I'll be driving.
Yeah, you said at the annual dinner. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, it's got to be a special vehicle, an electric vehicle. We'll figure it out when
Sure.
you get there.
Yep.
I remember one of the first that I came to of your address was very high tech.
Yep.
It was one of the first high techs. I was very impressed, and it just kept the whole audience engaged. I mean, it was really a great presentation, and so haven't your subsequent ones.
Yeah, we try to have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, and so we try to break it down, have a little fun. So we'll be ready. It's the last week of February. Again, just before I came here, we were working on it, and hopefully we'll make you proud.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you will. And it's at Anthony's.
Yes.
Again, tickets are still available. It's a sellout every year. There is a limit. So if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, you better call the chamber and get your ticket, because you don't want to miss the special messages and predictions and hopes and dreams and goals of the city of Malden.
And the good news is, for those that can't make it, it'll be taped
be
and
on
shown on where else
MATV.
but MATV.
How's the building going?
Great. We just we're having a meeting after this about that,
Mhm.
and where we are right now is we're about to put out, if we haven't already, the bid docs to outfit City Hall. So we think work will begin inside in March, and we'll move in sometime around November, December of 2019. Now, in the meantime, residents will start to go in some of the buildings late spring, early summer, and we anticipate the road being reopened around that same time for people to go out and come in up until Abbott Street. They signed the first retailer, which is a fine winery out of Somerville, fine wine store.
New member
Yep.
for the chamber.
Oh, already signed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great. We went physically toward the space. They have a location in Somerville and Needham. We went to the Needham location and very impressed. They're going to sell meats and cheeses and breads and wines, and they'll have an area for brewery as well, small
nice.
brewery.
Yeah. That's the thing today.
Yeah,
Breweries,
that's for
huh?
sure. So, that's the first retailer of what we hope will be many.
Mhm.
And they'll all open probably around the same time as we enter City Hall. So I don't know if that's a coincidence, but.
Yeah, it's a good sign for sure.
Yeah.
I actually, in my old company, watched the City Hall come down at the implosion day. I
Yep.
was on Dartmouth Street looking straight down the street.
The only thing I
watched it
remember about
happen.
that is Ron Cox running through the
smoke, the dust, whatever you wanna call it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure.
like a scene out of
Crazy
a
work.
movie.
Yeah,
I'm just glad he was okay, but he captured it.
Yeah.
Captured it perfectly.
that's
So,
great.
but it seems like years ago when it was really just a year. You know, we demolished the building.
Yeah.
A little over a year now.
Yeah, I was going to say like a November or something, because I left my job here in Malden in November.
Yeah.
And it had come down.
Yeah.
Or it was just
So they're moving quick. I think one of the things, knock on wood, the weather's been cooperative. You know, they're inside now, the building. So, you know, we should be right on track for a fall opening.
Oh, that's great.
It is, yeah.
It's exciting and long overdue.
Yep. And I think what's we feel really good about it proves that, you know, with hard work and dedication, anything can happen. Because we were chasing this for roughly 25 years. And there's been different plans, different iterations, but no one ever gave up. And here we are. We're on the cusp.
Under your watch?
No, it's under the people that are around me. And that's what I've learned after 6 years. You must have good people,
and you do.
You know, working inside City Hall. And it's been impressive to watch.
Yeah. That's great, and it's nice that you give them the credit that's due.
I'm going to do a book someday.
It takes a village, as they say.
I'm going to do a book someday to let people know. You know, I know sometimes they get a bum rap, but they have worked really, really hard on this. And some of the folks at the state level told us this could be the first in the state, if not the country, to have City Hall condoized.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a first.
Yeah, so the thinking is, you know, why we are where we are today is because a lot of deferred maintenance. So by, you know, having this as a condo now, we pay a condo fee in return. The place is kept up on a yearly basis, and, you know, so hopefully we'll avoid having that happening again.
Yeah. I didn't think of that in those terms, that you're a condo. I
Yeah,
mean, you're a condo owner.
We'll be having board meetings just like anybody else.
Wow.
But again, I think it will prevent us from ending up where we, you know, were a couple of years ago, which was we just pushed off everything. You know, now you'll be able to say, I want that painted, I want that fixed, you know, and hopefully that will maintain the building for years to come. Yeah.
Come under your fees. That's great. And of course, you know, the near and dear to my heart is your senior center.
Yep.
Elder care services is my specialty, and I've worked very closely there while I was in Malden. I'm back, and I'm going to reach out again and pick up where I left off.
Well, speaking of collaboration, a lot of that happening there under Karen Hayes, who's the new director of Human Services and Community Outreach. She's right now in the middle of what I consider to be one of the greatest achievements of our city, which is the Warming Center. And I know Joan was talking beforehand about, you know, just the great pride and spirit.
Yep.
No more evidence of that than with this Warming Center. You know, so
I don't
first,
know about that a little
well,
bit.
the religious leaders we meet with every couple months, and they had an idea about having space for the months of January and February where people could go from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. And so it's held at the First Church of the Nazarene.
Okay.
And it opened New Year's night, and the numbers have been climbing. And while there, people can pick out clothes, they can get their blood pressure checked, they can look into housing options. And it's just been, it's really a moment that I'll remember for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, you know, the religious leaders along with Karen Hayes and our police chief, Kevin Molis.
Awesome. No,
Yeah,
I did
great
not
stuff.
know about that. I'm still getting my feet back in.
Yep.
But that's really
It is
a great,
special.
great thing.
Yep.
It's a great city. I'm glad to be back.
We're glad to have you
I'm
back.
glad to have you here as my first guest.
Pleasure.
Again, thank you for officiating at our
Anytime.
swear-in ceremony. And I'll see you at the I'm at your address,
Yep.
city address. And at the end of the show here, we're going to put up a great photograph of the annual dinner, the whole board. A lot
Sure.
of new members, outgoing president, incoming, and all of that. So we're going to finish up the show. We'll see that on the monitor. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say. And I look forward especially to see how you arrive, or
Yes.
what you arrive in.
Right. You and me both.
All right. Oh, boy. All right. Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
All right.
We'll see you-
Anytime.
All right. We'll see you next week at the
Thank you
at the
for
address.
everything.
All right. So that's it for this segment of the Chamber Showcase. We are on TV 3 times a week, and you can catch us anytime at video on demand at matv.org. See you next month for the next episode of Chamber Showcase. Good night.